Quake is one of the most important games of all time, we can't deny that. The success of Quake led to people creating mods for the game, which was very easy to do as id Software anticipated that it was going to happen. All kinds of mods were shared online. However, if you did not have an internet connection back then, you could have bought a shovelware compilation of stolen mods of random quality. Some modders, however, decided to release their greatest creations commercially. See? Paid mods were always a thing. For example, some Doom mods that were commercial releases. Perdition's Gate, a level pack, Hell to Pay, a partial conversion, and Hacks, a total conversion. In this video, I'll talk about the commercial Quake total conversions that were released back in those days. So sit back and enjoy. Starting things off with Shrek. The box claims that it's the first total conversion for Quake. It was released on January 30, 1997 by Quantum Access. The reviews were mixed at launch. Shrek is something special, as it uses Quake textures alongside its own custom textures. This was done with the use of a program called SafeText, aka st.exe, which rips the Quake textures to be used in Shrek, as it did not include them due to copyright reasons. If you want to play with a modern source port, various fan patches were made to get it up and running easily and flawlessly. The story of Shrek is as follows. Earth was overrun by mutants created during wars. Survivors have managed to migrate to the moon. Decades later, an entity called Shrek started leading the mutants and transforming the planet into a huge military base. The protagonist is sent to annihilate the threat. Alright, let's fire this thing up! This game builds the world through text. This is it. You walked for miles from the smoking remains of your destroyed ship towards the only sign of civilization the nav computer could find. You realize your only chance to get off this rock lies somewhere in this complex. Now let's choose our difficulty of choice and go on. Your scanner detects massive amounts of Kevium particles. Expect to find transporter pads here. Looks like this room's been deserted for decades. If these pads don't work, this will be a really short trip. Lots of unknown life signs showing up on the scanner. You're miles beneath the surface in some sort of mine. As you exit the room, you're welcomed by two Zeds that you have to kill with your proton laser. They dropped double-barreled shotguns. Yes, the first-person model is exactly the same as in Quake. In the room with the fire crawlers, I noticed that shotgun shells fly after the gun was shot. Cool detail. You have to find and press a bunch of buttons to progress. When you find the utility vest, you'll be given 5 flares, 5 claws, and 5 prox mines. Claws are basically grappling hooks, flares light up rooms, and prox mines, also known as plastic explosives, blow up on contact, so be careful when you throw these. Later on in the level, after you find the blue plutonium key, you'll find the liquid-cooled Uzi. It looks more like the Section R's Mac 10. Find the gold plutonium key, then the optical circuit card, and finish the level. There's not much to say about the first level other than 2 things. I don't like it, and be careful of the Beskors and the Strikes. Especially the Strikes. There are small floating shamblers and their jibs can hurt you. Back here again. This room must be a hub built to transport citizens of this planet to many different sites. That optical circuit card looks like it can fire up another transporter. From now on, I'll read the game text if it's interesting. Instead of plutonium keys, we collect Anks now. This level ain't that bad, it's alright. Did I say that the soundtrack is pretty cool? Master levels for Doom 2 authors would be proud. This level introduces some new weapons, items, and enemies. This is the foe to friend convert, or simply friend maker, which of course turns enemies into friends, unless you shoot them. Friends are colored purple to distinguish them from enemies. Oh look! Quantum damage! Yeah, this is basically Quake Squad. Those spiders are called Goroks. Yeah, they throw grenades. Not cool indeed. The next new weapon is the Inflator Dart Gun. Whoever added this probably has a deviant on it. The final new monster in this level is the Light Seer. God damn it, another Shambler-like! Another quantum damage. Back to the hub! Oh boy, parkour! This level takes place in a seaport. It doesn't really look like one in my opinion. This level's lightning feels like a clash between Fulbright and no lighting at all. I do like the cargo pickup area. Here you find the rocket launcher, or missile launcher. This game is really inconsistent with naming, from weapons to enemies. But yeah, the rocket launcher here functions more like the one from Half-Life, except you don't have to reload. The secret level exit is here. There was a contest to find it, with the grand prize being an NEC Power Player PC. Here's how you get to it. Once you find the silver plutonium key, go to its door and shoot between the lasers on your left. Then once you find the gold plutonium key room, press the red switch, then the orange switch. Get the optical circuit card, wait for the wall to collapse, then exit. It's just some rooms with a pool and a lot of monsters. You can find the final weapon this total conversion offers, the HFB. And encounter the last common enemy, the Ruckus Rat. Minor spelling mistake! This level ain't bad. I liked it. If you haven't found the HFB and met the Ruckus Rank yet, you'll find them here. Some of the monsters you've run into look like the exterminated race that once lived here, yet it seems strange that so many look identical. And this game tried to explain why all the enemies have the same models. It sure is a big fortress. Enjoyable level. Unfortunately, we'll return to pressing buttons in the next 2 levels. Remnants is a pretty good and impressive sea level. The designer did a great job. However, who added Nightfall in? It's big, ugly, and confusing. Shrek's minions make their last stand here. Destroy them. This is how you do a castle map. This is the most beautiful level this mod has to offer. It's also fun as well. One more portal. Even if you can't find a way home, you are determined to do one thing. Blast Shrek straight to hell! It's not hard to make a better boss than the ones from Quake. First, you basically shoot at him until you rip him open, then you have to use the inflator to make him explode. Just watch out for the enemies he throws at you. Victory! The once mighty Shrek now lies in piles of decomposing gibbage. This ship's controls puzzle you. Only one button, and yet it shows a course plotted for home. Its computers are commanded by thought. A moment later, a different explanation comes to mind. Could this ship be on a curse set by Shrek? And if so, what evil cargo lurks below? Quake's multiplayer is a huge reason why it succeeded.
As such, Shrek has built-in deathmatch, capture the flag, and its own custom game mode, Bug War. Bug War is basically team deathmatch, but you play as either the spiders or the scorpions from the game. Unfortunately, I don't have friends to play Bug War with. In conclusion, Shrek is not bad. It has some sort of amateurish charm to it. I had fun playing it. However, I don't think it's a must-play if you like Quake. If you watch CV11, then you probably are aware of this total conversion. So if you don't want to see me discuss it, skip to this timestamp. This mod was developed by Zero Gravity Entertainment and released on December 5th, 1997. It is pretty infamous for its crappy gameplay. And you know it's a bad game when the game critics give it low scores. Why is it that bad, really? Simple. It was a rushed product. It was supposed to be an experimental project, but once Marvel found out, they decided to make it an official product and gave them 3 months to finish it. You know, to get them Christmas sales. Many such cases, unfortunately. The game shipped with a launcher where you would select the version of Quake you have, whether you want to play single player or multiplayer, load save files, see the credits, and the synopsis. Apocalypse has managed to capture the X-Men, and with the help of a greater evil, he managed to create an army of evil X-Men clones. Magneto caught wind of that, and as such, he implants weapons in one of his men to deal with a problem. So, let's start! Our cyber protagonist is deployed at the X-Mansion. I gotta say, it's a pretty cool recreation. A lot of doors are inaccessible though. Whatever, let's choose the difficulty. Gateways trigger collision is really janky. Actually, not just gateways, triggers here are janky in general. The protagonist has all the weapons and will encounter most of the X-clones in the first level. The X-Men have their abilities and all, and soon you'll see the ones with recycled Quake enemy attacks. Quite a common thing with these mods for obvious reasons. Cyclops is a reskinned enforcer, Storm is a flying shambler, ugh. Wolverine is basically an immortal fiend cause he's Wolverine. You get the idea hopefully. Here are some crappy weapon designs that defile FPS standards. A shotgun that shoots twice before reloading, and a chain gun that fires in bursts. The other weapons are alright, except the flamethrower. It's impressive, yet janky. You should only use it when dealing with Icemen. In each level, you have to collect pieces for a weapon that can defeat Apocalypse. And here he is, in the level complete screen.
You scared, frightened rabbits. You're sick people.
In this level you can see what these scientists do. Alert the X-Clones. You will also see that this game is jackass, teleporting enemies after you do something, putting you in tricky situations, or just straight up throwing shit at you. The difficulty is mad, mainly because the developers intended to be that way, but they went overboard with it. If you want to play this mod, do yourself a favor and play it on easy. Most of the power-ups are Quake reskins. One of them is original, the Rapid Fire, which makes the weapons go full auto. You can burn the X-Clone until they turn into a skeleton, then punch them. It's like fucking Hexen in here! It may be a nice looking level, but it's not fun at all! It's a big ass level with a shit ton of buttons to press in order to finish, and the game throws a shit ton of enemies as well! Here's a tip, make sure the X-Men don't fall on you. If they do, it's game over. You can't do jack shit, but they can. I'm surprised I haven't gotten tired of the music. The whole soundtrack, done by Method of the Worm, is simply that good. Have a listen.
All faith was squeezed from all that I would hold. Forsaken, forgive and forgotten, and still I taste my sin. Decay, everything I've been. A frightened child with twisted puckish pride. Now nothing left inside. Take my hand as shadows dance in half light and half truth and sterile steel. Something comes breaking free out of reach, disbelief pulling me as I bleed.
These levels are alright. Apart from being a bit dark in nukes and Bishop being annoying, I have nothing to say. Bishop is just annoying in general. Let's defeat Apocalypse already.
You scared, frightened rabbits. You're sick people.
Apocalypse has two phases. In the first phase, he's a big gorilla that shoots lightning. Press the buttons and grab the final part of the weapon. The weapon just shrinks the dude. Now on to phase 2. Just shoot at him until he dies. Not with rockets, because he can't defend himself. Acknowledging defeat, Apocalypse tells you that although you have defeated him, there is another to carry on his work. Indeed, without Apocalypse to keep him in check, this sinister character will undoubtedly increase his determination to destroy and take over the world. You have done well to destroy Apocalypse cloning factory, but there is still the matter of the clones that have already been dispatched. Critical locations must be contained in an attempt to lessen the damage caused to the world as a whole. You must defeat this evil genius before the world falls before him. It looks like a town. I like this cinema. This level is overfilled with ammo and power-ups. You'll probably leave with full health, ammo and armor. It also introduces proximity mines. Also, you're once again collecting weapon pieces to defeat the big bad Bud. So this level is... Well, time to break the ice. If you notice the silhouette from the intermission screen, you'll find out that Apocalypse Sinister ally is no other than Mr. Sinister himself. Yeah, the game has been hinting at that. Here's a fun fact. The plot originally didn't feature the same characters. The role that Magneto has initially was assigned to Doctor Doom, and the big bad was not Mr. Sinister, but Terminus. This was changed, as you can see, a reason being that even Marvel employees didn't know who Terminus was. We're back to the maps full of enemies. Expect even more proximity mines. At least the track is good. Yep, the same track plays. Also, prepare to see this ugly CGI-ish texture more often. Nothing to say about Power Station Panic. Moving on. Mr. Sinister starts sending fakes to taunt you that you have to kill. This map is full of puzzles and traps, coupled with the ambushes that you should be used to, results in pure ass fuck.
You scared, frightened rabbits. You're sick people.
Guess what? The weapon to weaken Sinister is the same one used to weaken Apocalypse. Yeah, you just spam and then you're done. Sinister, realizing that his demise is at hand, teleports away to places unknown. You have thwarted his evil plans, and although he lives to see another day, it will take a long time for him to create such devious and destructive ways of conquering the Earth again. Magneto now has the upper hand and can ensure the quick and ruthless termination of any other such plans, for in his self-deluded superiority, he alone is worthy of world domination. It will take time for the population to rebuild their shattered lives, but you have done your part in ensuring the world's safety, for now. This game's multiplayer is pretty cool. It lets you play as the X-Men. I don't have friends who play multiplayer, but thankfully you can play as the X-Men in single player as well. Just type Co-op 1 in the console. Here's Wolverine. He has two attacks, a normal claw attack and the jumping claw attack that both replace the melee attack. He also has his regeneration power. Pretty cool, right? In conclusion, X-Men: The Ravages of Apocalypse is a half-baked total conversion, not only from not accounting for the general player base, but also because of corporate greed. I saved the best for last. Malice is a total conversion. Sorry, it's the 23rd Century Ultra conversion developed by Team Apocalypse and Quantum Access. Yeah, the same guys that made Shrek. It was released on November 14, 1997. Malice won 2 awards and GT Interactive bundled it with their Quake compilations. Team Apocalypse still exists today. They changed their name to Ratlu. I'll read the story from the manual because it's pretty damn awesome world building. The year is 2230. Warring corporations dominate the industry. In major cities, bribes and economic pressures have caused the near disappearance of state-controlled law enforcement. As a result, the most powerful companies have instituted their own form of defense. In this city, there are two superpowers: Takahiro Industries, a massive corporation, and the Boss Underground Crime Syndicate. Takahiro employs an entire army of lower guards and mechanized defense. Boss relies solely on hired mercenaries. They pay good money. You currently work for Boss, specifically taking orders from the head honcho himself, Colonel Bossman. You'd be a happy merc if only he paid you on time. Mwah! 90s awesome sauce. Your main weapon is a 44 caliber pistol with infinite ammo. Good, better than some melee weapon. Guess what though? You have to reload. Welcome to Malice. Before you begin your mission, explore the academy and experiment with the toys you encounter. Good luck! Toys you can find are scuba gear, mini sub, parachute, and probe. There is also a hoverboard, but I didn't find it here. Those are all the special items in the game. Power-ups? Armor? Nah, they removed them. Just look at the manual. Armor? Damage doesn't need armor, dude. He smirks at the thought of wearing any type of bunnies. Mega health? There is none. How can one come up with more than 100% health? We do however have medikits to patch up the future scars on damaged sword-torn body. Pentagram of protection? Use a condom. Don't start looking for them in the game, we took them out. Quad damage? A weapon is a weapon. Malice takes place in a non-magical kingdom. You won't find any of this kind of crap there. We believe that these items destroy the true confrontational action of any deathmatch encounter. Now all you've got is your guns, skills, and balls. Apologies to all the female deathmatchers that could kick our collective asses. Prepare for some real action. Ow, that 90s edge. A lot of new things were added to Malice. Pushable crates, rain, destructive environment. Oh yeah, this mod has cutscenes, so sit back and enjoy the mediocre voice acting.
Good day. Welcome to Takahiro's Teller. Please insert your card. Please enter your personal code.
Yeah, that's a Quake grunt.
We're sorry, no credits available. For more information, press 2. You have pressed 2. More information. For more information, press 3. You have pressed 3. Balancing your cash flow. For more information, press 2.
You're gonna use it or marry it.
Beat it, asswipe!
Lopez, you scumbag. I've been looking for you.
Damn it, wouldn't shoot a man in the back, would ya?
Guess again, asswipe.
Good day. Welcome to Takahiro's Teller. Please insert your card. Please enter your personal code. We're sorry, no credits available.
What the? Busman still hasn't paid me. Think I'ma pay him a visit.
Yes, let him enter. Well, Damage. What a pleasant surprise.
Hey, boss man, where's my money?
Your money? Ah, you must mean our little arrangement concerning that cleanup job on Greenland.
My money? Where is it?
You will get your money soon. Besides, I have another job for you.
What makes you think I'd want another job from your stingy metallic ass?
Because it pays 20,000 credits upon deliverance.
20 grand, huh?
Steal me the plans of the new secret technology at Takahiro Lab. Your money will be waiting.
Pumping action, baby! Get ready to fight against SWATmen and torturers. You'll get a lot of weapons. A shotgun, an Uzi that actually looks like an Uzi, a minigun, a mortar gun, and a missile launcher. Remember to reload your weapons. At the end of the level, you find a Takahiro Ranger. All good, this is a good start. A puzzle level. Quite fun, it showcases the new engine enhancements they did. Watch out for the rioters. Thankfully, the game gives you the Hellfire. Cool shit. Anyways, I found the secret exit. Exit through the doors and enter the secret missions. Those missions are moving brush heavy and will require WinQuake, GLQuake, Quake version 107 or above to play. The patch can be downloaded at qamalice.com, else exit stage right. I use VKQuake, it'll work just fine. You may wonder why I did not cover the secret level for X-Men. It's because I'm not a completionist. I only covered Shrek's secret level solely because of the competition from back then, and I'll cover Malice's secret levels because I found them by accident. Both of these levels start out with you jumping from a height and partially look what their title implies. The hospital has cool portal puzzles. The genetics lab loves water. Expect a lot of mermaids. Well, back to the game. Yeah, let's go. Crawl through vents, shoot some computers, move some crates, kill a banshee, do the monorail puzzle, and finish the level. You know when at the end of a game you have to go to the big bad boss who hides in his giant tower? This level feels like that moment, except it's not the final level.
Target acquired, directing. Here's the goods, as ordered. Now where's my money?
It's safe, Damage, don't worry. My hunters will hold it until you've completed your next mission.
Next mission? Give me my money now, and then maybe I'll think about it.
There's no time for that. Takahiro nuclear plant must be destroyed by dawn, and you're the man for the job.
Yeah, well, what's in it for me?
We'll make it worth your while. First, you must access the plant's coolant system through the city sewers. Then, shut down their security system and gain access through the pump station. Vasquez will fill you in on the details.
Also, you lose all your weapons in this level. From now on, expect a lot of SWATmen. Is that a Doom 2 reference? This place sure looks like Here you'll find your first Punisher. Not bad. And a blowfish. We're in the flood, I guess. What did you expect? Another sewer? Nope, it's a cave. A very short level. Find the button that blows everything up in 60 seconds, find the key, then get out.
boss man. I did my part of the bargain. Now you do yours. Pay me my damn money.
Yes, of course, your money. A deal's a deal. One of my associates is handling that transfer as we speak. But before you go counting your fortune, I need your services again. We'll double your money if you succeed.
Alright, you double my money. Don't try to screw me.
You will enter Takahiro Underwater Base through its garbage chutes. Once there, your task is to find the docked chemical submarine and launch its missiles. You must leave now.
Interesting level. I liked it. Fun fact, this parachute was not here in the initial release. It was missing. I downloaded Malice with a patch that fixes that, and as you can see, it was essential to have a chute. Also an interesting level. Very detailed too. Takahiro has a huge ass submarine.
He's still alive. Let him in.
Target acquired, Red Team.
You failed.
I did your job. I did exactly as you instructed.
You were to launch the missiles, killing Mr. Takahiro in his base. Our intelligence indicates Takahiro is still alive.
You never told me I had to kill Takahiro.
Must have slipped my mind. Sorry. But I'm giving you one more chance to kill Takahiro. He resides at Takahiro Laboratories. Find him and kill him.
Alright, I'll do the hit. But if the money ain't in the bank when I'm done, you're next.
Pesteling a sentry. What a great start. Also, I don't think this level looks like a lab. The setting and music are nice. It's funny to find Takahiro killed by his own bots though.
So, Mr. Takahiro has finally been eliminated. And I suppose that you have come for your reward. My associates have already deposited that money into your account.
Oh yeah? Well, why don't I believe you?
You don't believe me, Damage? Why don't you take a visit to the bank? See for yourself. Boss Man is not a liar.
Alright, maybe I will, but I better like what I see.
Are we clear?
Consider it done. I shall take care of the matter. Let's do damage.
No way some schoolboy's gonna get my hard-earned money.
This is the worst pun I've heard. And the worst fake accent. What a quiet night today. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I'll just go check the bank account. Why are a bunch of weapons here, Yeah, the Vasquez clan is tough to deal with. They respawn for fuck's sake. Damn! Nice club!
Good day. Welcome to Takehiro's Teller. Please insert your card. Please enter your personal code. We're sorry, no code available.
Why did they not kill Damage and instead put him in a cell with his gun? Is there a lore reason why Bossman is stupid? Bossman's hunters are just bullet sponges. Think fast, and I really mean fast, or else Bossman's gonna kill you with his miniguns and tank that shoots whatever the fuck that is.
Never see your money.
Bossman's stash, and it's mine.
Look how joyful he is. He even has a dancing Betty in there that I'm surprised is alive. The game ends with a credit sequence that shows the enemies. Reminds me of Doom 2. I just have two more things to show. First, the Atom Smasher, aka the big ass gun, aka the thing on Bossman's tank. And second, bloopers in Pack 2.
Your money. No, man. Here, I can fucking hit this button. No! There's no way to say this. There's no time for that. Takahiro, man, this just sucks! And you will make it worth your while. You will access the plant's coolant system through the city sewers, shut down the security system, and gain access through the pump station. Vasquez will fill you in on the details. Are you a fucking idiot? You will enter Takahiro Tower. Fuck, man, it's not Tower. It's... Yes, of course. Your money. A deal is a deal. One of my associates is handling your... Fuck. My associate.
That's all of Malice. Good game. I recommend it to every Quake fanatic out there. Nightdive, Ratloop, what are you waiting for? People like Slave 0X episode Enyo. The people yearn for Malice. In closing, you can see that the Quake engine gave people all kinds of possibilities back then. Those who grasped it tried to make something original, innovative. Recently, more and more enthusiasts started picking it up. It doesn't see as many new total conversions as the Doom engine, but they exist. Rat, Aeon of Ruin, Station 37... Brazilian drug dealer 3! I opened the portal to hell in the favela trying to revive Mitai and I need to close it! But yeah, here's hoping more Quake engine games will come. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. I really worked hard on it. Leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment, you know, to boost the algorithm. I also make games whenever I have time, so go check out my other channel. Have a nice day!